The arrival at court of Russia's most famous prisoner. Back in Moscow, 7,000 kilometers from their Siberian cells, Mikhail Khodorkovsky is reunited with his former business partner, Platon Lebedev. Both face new theft and embezzlement charges, an attempt, believes Khodorkovsky, to keep him locked away into old age. Once Russia's wealthiest man, Khodorkovsky headed the oil giant Yukos until he and Lebedev were convicted of fraud and theft. Originally sentenced to 8 years in prison, Khodorkovsky could face up to 22 more behind bars. Outside the court, some of his supporters who tried to get too close were swiftly dealt with.
This trial has become a symbol of the emergence of a dictatorship in Russia, started by Vladimir Putin, which began as he tightened the screws on freedom.
A small demonstration from a handful of protesters, all under the watchful gaze of Moscow police. They've been pushed well away from the courtroom, and all they can do now is make their voices heard by scrawling "Free Khodorkovsky" on a city pavement. Those who know him insist the former Kremlin insider is now a political prisoner, jailed for using his wealth to finance political parties opposed to former President Vladimir Putin.
He was chosen because he was the best. And if you are a hunter, for example, you know that it's not necessary to kill plenty of the animals. You need to kill only one.
But Khodorkovsky's opponents claim he got what he deserved for using dubious and allegedly criminal methods to buy up the nation's natural resources after the collapse of the Soviet Union. Human rights groups say the case continues to send a strong signal to Russia's business elite.
The Kremlin has sent two messages with the Khodorkovsky prosecution. And the first is that the Kremlin is going to play a role in determining the fate of the country's natural resources, like oil. And the second is a warning shot to businessmen to curb their political ambitions.
Khodorkovsky's supporters hope a change in president will mean a more lenient trial. But as Russia's leadership struggles with the financial crisis, the example of Khodorkovsky remains a warning to the wealthy to avoid meddling in Russian politics. Neave Barker, Al Jazeera, Moscow.